When the band would leave the stage and then the audience would just take over and keep the groove going. It was always special about a Grateful Dead live performance and experience, and Phil Lesh knew that. Welcome to Beyond Your Radio, special show. Thank you forever. Philip Chapman Lesh, Phil, March 15th, 1940, and died October 25th, 2024. He was an American musician and a founding member of the Grateful Dead, with whom he played bass guitar throughout their 30-year span or more. And of course, you could talk about the offshoots afterwards. But it didn't really start with Phil Lesh being the skilled bassist. In fact, Lesh started on violin as a child. Then, while at Berkeley High School, he switched to trumpet, where he immersed himself in that interest, free jazz and classical. Then he transferred to California, Berkeley, and continued his studies, and actually, wound up meeting the future keyboardist of the Grateful Dead, Tom Constantin, and well ahead of what was going to be happening to come, which is kind of an interesting part of the musical path, the instrument and sound. So Phil finds himself volunteering at KPFA as a recording engineer, where he meets a certain bluegrass banjo player that he gives a chance to play on Midnight Special Show. Even in their differences in musical background, the two became very close friends. In 1965, Phil went to see his friend's band play. They were known as the Warlocks. It's a pretty cool name, actually. And the band impressed. Jerry Garcia called Phil, and a few weeks later offered him a job to play in the band. Did he offer him a job to play trumpet? Nope. Did he offer him a job to play violin? No. You can play bass, an instrument that you've never played. Just blows my mind. Who knows? What did Jerry Garcia know that we didn't know? But he knew the man knew music. And apparently with impressions from Jefferson Airplane's bassist Jack Cassidy and wicked, of course, Jack Bruce of Cream, Phil found a niche and a style, an instinct, which he fashioned for himself into playing with the Warlocks and eventually with the Grateful Dead. And after the band's disbanding in 1995, Lesh continued that tradition in the Grateful Dead family of music. Phil Lesh and Friends, which paid homage to the Dead's music, and Lesh operated a music venue called Terrapin Crossroads. Big surprise. In actuality, I wish I could have gone to that particular place. I will say that there are not a lot of pictures, which I was surprised not to find. I want to show some. I do have a couple. So he gets to do that, which actually closed and had its final show on Halloween, which we're getting close to. I don't think that's coincidence by any choice. So from 2009 to 2014, he performed in Further alongside former Grateful Dead member Bob Weir. He scaled back touring in 2014, but continued to perform concerts when he could. There are considerable health concerns, which, but I'll let the Grateful Dude get, to that, the career, the issues that that was plaguing him, and musical experiences live, because he might have seen him a couple of 100 times.
Baba Jingo, voices in the wind. Run the circle to the end and roll it back again. I run it around the midnight till the bell of morning peals. 7 miles to the step with wings upon your heels. 7 miles to the step with wings upon your heels.
It's with sadness that I talk about this. It's affected me almost as much as Jerry Garcia dying. I've seen the Grateful Dead 300 plus times, and Phil Lesh was always the rock. He he played a mean bass line. He just phenomenal bass line. Me being an ex-drummer, I understand the mechanicalness of bass, and he just played a great bass. Um, he died with friends and family around him. He had a liver transplant, I think about 15, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
which was caused by Hep C. And then he also had various lower extremity cancers, which I think took his life, but they're not saying right now.
Yeah, they said he died peacefully.
Yeah.
Nothing more to that. Yeah, I would agree with you that that would definitely be, cancer's a killer.
Um, he was a great writer too. He wrote a book,
Yeah.
which I've read, which I don't read anymore, but I had an audio book 2 or 3 times with him speaking,
Uh,
and so talking about his time with the Dead, and it was just a thing. Um, his passing as now he's the third dead person who's passed. Jerry first, then Pigpen, and now him. So there's three original members left.
so any particular thing that sticks out to you and
Oh, him playing now. He 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 helped write a couple songs.
yeah, he
Uh,
wasn't on many of the writing things I noticed.
no, he wasn't. He was you know, he practiced almost daily. Is up till a couple years ago his classical music. He still played classical and jazz, you
Mhm.
know, and his bass style was what they call aggressive. He always stayed on beat and always stayed true to the music.
Mhm.
But um, I said earlier he was a rock, and he was.
Mhm.
Mickey got into, and you know, um, being a bassist or guitarist for a fusion band, which basically they were, it can be very hard at times because these guys go off in the tangents and rabbit holes all over the place.
Mhm.
So it's kind of it's kind of interesting.
You can fight until you're dead. Just take your battle elsewhere. Please, just not inside my head. Leave me out of this. Leave me out of this. I never
Some of that not following the music, following more of a drug-induced trail.
Coma.
Yes. Yeah.
He'll be sorely missed. Um, I'm just now. I was reading before we started this some other musicians takes on things,
Yes.
and
Stuff.
there's definitely a large community out there.
Yeah, respect for
Yeah.
him and yeah, yeah.
Oh, he was respected.
Hmm.
He was well respected.
Yeah. From California to Terrapin, whether it was the station or Crossroads, Warlock or the Grateful Dead, further other ones which everyone should check out. That's rather Neat little offshoot, one album, I think. Phil and Friends, the bassist contribute his contributions to one of the most traveled and beloved jam bands ever cannot be understated. He had a sound that was all his own, and it fit the music like a glove. Whether he was leading it or as the elder statesman of the band, technically, it was one of the oldest, right? Or just throwing back and holding the line while the band just let it all hang out, and sometimes literally. One might not have thought about it until this event that really that Berkeley kid with his violin that's classical, his jazz trumpet, and an incredible friendship became the base that would give them everything they ever wanted or needed in music for the Grateful Dead. They used it up, they used it all up to just jam. And Phil, well, like Chuck D said of Public Enemy, he kept it going. Say hi to Jerry for us all, Phil.